Find a comfortable seat. Take a conscious, fresh breath. Really indulge the senses here, inviting in this moment. Finding the relief in slowing down. And gathering ourselves for our practice tonight, why don't we start with a bow? Cool. So I thought we'd start with some alternate nostril breathing tonight. So we can use our right hands and we'll have the two pointer fingers in the middle of the forehead. And then the thumb will control the right nostril and the pinky and the ring finger, or one or the other, will control the left nostril. So just breathe normally at first. The fingers can just hover over the nostrils. And then we'll exhale. Close the right nostril with the thumb. Inhale for a count of 4. Close the left nostril. Exhale through the right, count of 4. Inhale through the right, count of 4. Close the right nostril. Exhale through the left, count of 4. And you'll inhale and exhale your own time, count of 4, alternate nostril breathing. Trying to slow the rhythm when you can, inhaling and exhaling, slowing down the count of 4, but still closing one side. Inhale, exhale, close. Inhale, exhale, close. Perhaps the count gets even slower. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you get lightheaded, you can stop, but we'll go for a few more rounds. And maybe you even find some pauses in between the sides. So you retain the breath in between the holding of the nostrils on either side. We'll do one more cycle from the right to the left. And when you're finished on your left side, you can just drop your hand into your lap. Hold to feel for a moment. Entering the parasympathetic nervous system. The purification of the energy channels, balance of yin and yang. Keeping the breath steady, maintaining this sense of slowing down and turning inward. Let's set up for a child's pose. And tonight I want to offer some really nice variations for your child's pose. So since we'll be on our knees for a little while, you can put your knees on a blanket, or you could simply try putting the blanket in the knee creases, see what that's like. If that offers some new sensation today, that could be enjoyable. And you can bring the knees as wide as you'd like. And of course, our trusted props to come underneath if you want to just lounge out and recline down, folding forward. Basic wide-legged child's pose, finding the right amount of support and sensation today. Noticing how the energy gets stirred around a little bit without judgment. We're just being honest with ourselves here. What's going on? Where do I feel it? Breathing into the spaces where you feel. Directing the breath towards the hip creases. Directing the breath towards the kidneys, the lower back of the body. Imagine the little bean shapes right at the base of the back, rising and falling. Breathing into each and every cell. staying low to the ground and keeping this steadiness about you. We're going to just walk our hands over to the right. If you have to push your props out of the way a little bit, maybe you can just gently scoot them over. But staying low, we're just taking this little side bend, opening the left and compressing the right. Imagining that we're magnets tethered to the ground. Can you feel that pull? The weight, the sense of being drawn to the earth. These electrical currents are running through us. We're excellent conductors of energy. So can you feel that transmission as it enters the ground, as we connect to the surface beneath us? Directing the breath to fill up your whole body. You can imagine the whole body is like an empty vessel, and each space can just be filled with air, like wind blowing through empty halls, clearing out the passageways. If you'd like to stay with that breath of 4 without even doing the alternate nostril breathing, just inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4. Start to bring the child's pose back to center, just briefly pausing in the middle, recalibrating here, finding your center, and then staying low. We'll just walk the hands to the left now, opening up the right side body. Feeling this exchange of energy from one side to the other. What was once all scrunched up and pressed is now opening, releasing, healing. Watch how the body stabilizes. How the body descends. Heavy, dense. Meditating on the breath. When the mind gets lost, when the body gets antsy, just staying with the breath. Anchor yourself in each inhalation and exhalation. Starting to transition back to center. And we'll just walk ourselves up once we get there, lengthening the spine, maybe take a little bit of a back bend. If that feels good, you can almost cat-cow right from where you are. But then you can just rock on over to one side. Come to sit on your butt and just windshield wiper your knees. Undoing. Feeling all of that nice echoey reverberation. Rejoicing in it. Feeling it all. Circulation. Relief. And now we'll just come onto our bellies. Perhaps you still want a bolster nearby or a blanket that you could put right at the base of your belly for your sphinx so that it can be a nice little support, prop you up, and put some nice compression on the belly too. So that's totally an option if you want to do that in your sphinx. You don't need any props if you don't want them. But we'll find ourselves rooting down, heavy legs. If the head gets tired, you can just let the neck go. You're always welcome to go back and forth, lifting the crown of the head or dropping, curving the upper spine. slow down enough to catch the breath again. Noticing the subtle movement of the belly in the ground, the natural rising and falling. So easy to go off in other directions, to be consumed with other thoughts and ideas, but the breath is always there, ready for us to be present. At this point, your back feels good here, and you want a little bit more sensation. You could widen your legs, that's one layer, or you could bring the soles of your feet together in kind of like a butterfly. That's another layer of sensation. You could also lift your torso up, straightening your arms, and this could be done with either your feet bent up or down. So different modifications of seal and sphinx, depending on where you feel like you want your legs to go. Sensations different. Checking it all out, trying it on. Wherever you are, breathe into the shoulders. Feel the top of the lungs reaching towards the shoulder blades and the collarbones. The lungs consume most of the rib cage area. That whole hollowed out area is mostly lungs. Just feeling the expansiveness, the capacity without tensing up. Use it to find more space. Just be here for a little bit longer. Be the calm center. Find the stillness within the chaos. Within all the movement, there should be the center. Space that's unmovable, open. Wherever you are, you can start to lower your legs, you can lower your torso, gently move your props to the side, and just come onto your belly, stacking your hands briefly. take a quick stop at child's pose again, just pushing the heels back to counter that back bend that we just did. And now we'll just come onto all fours. From this tabletop position, we're going to set up for Sleeping Swan. So let's pick a side. Let's go with left first, left knee to left wrist, bending that knee as much as you want, finding a nice, solid, centered position. And then you can have some fun with whatever pillows or blankets you've got. Make this a sleeping swan. And you can just start to layer by layer work your way down to this floor that you've made yourself. Opening your hips up, sending the breath out and around. So like the whole body is filling with breath. Any areas that feel tight or tense or kind of dark and confusing, hard to find, send the breath there, even if it doesn't feel real, even if you know the breath isn't going there really. What's it like to try? You could even practice the Hamsa Mantra here. Inhaling, repeating to yourself, Ham, Ham. And on the exhalation, Sa, S-A. Hamsa, which can be translated as I am. I am. Let these words steady your mind and ease your body. So. Hamsa, Hamsa. Notice the effect the mantra has on your body and your mind. What does it do? What does it feel like? Staying just a little bit longer. Working with any discomfort. Breathing into any sensation. When you feel ready, you can press into your hands to come up. We'll meet in this upper layer, just reaching the head up for a moment. You take a peek at the sky, and then you can help your leg on back. Coming back into a tabletop position. Asking your body what kind of movement it needs here. Maybe you need a child's pose again. Maybe you need a downward dog. Maybe you just want to stretch your legs out and give them a good shake. Take note here of what you need. And give yourself that nourishment. And when you feel ready, we'll set up on the right side. So bringing that right knee to right wrist. Finding your center. Moving slowly. Taking your time. Finding what feels right. There's no rush. Very carefully, layer by layer, you can start to come down to elbows, down to props, tucking any amount of cushions underneath your hips, under your belly, under your head. Watching the body settle here, little by little. We reconnect to the earth. now taking the Hamsa Mantra and maybe flipping it. You can do the sa before the hum. So inhaling for sa and exhaling for hum. Hum. What does this do? Does this kind of breathing, if the mantra reversed, change anything? A different energetic quality? They say these are the syllables of breath. That the inhalation and exhalation sound that we are constantly making. Hum, sa, or sa, hum. We're unifying with our breath here. We're completely synchronizing with the whole vibration. I am. Let's just stay here for a few more breaths. And again, no rush. Just walking yourself back up. Pausing when you reach the top, perhaps looking towards the ceiling, giving your neck a little bit of a stretch, feeling that tug in the sternum, activating the thymus. Returning back to center, you can start to untuck that leg and push back to a child's pose one more time. Very nice. Now we will come to sit on our butts. Find a comfortable seat. Moving with care. Noticing how the body starts to navigate space a little bit differently when you're sitting upright. Sudden movement. We're going to cross the right knee over the left into a shoelace pose. And so as always, you could always extend that bottom leg. That feels better. You have the option to bend both knees. And we can sit upright like this, or we can start to fold forward. And maybe you just come down a little bit, just hang out here. Maybe you can gradually start to lower a little bit more. But if you come to find you need a blanket or a pillow, it could be nice to take a pillow and actually just press it into your belly. So it will fold over with you. And you can lay into the nice folded over pillow. Even if the body's been here before, what's happening now? Noticing any sensation we might feel in that outer right hip. Breathing there, sending the breath down through the lungs, down the diaphragm, pushing down into the organs, releasing into the pelvis, surrounding that hip joint. Clearing the energy pathways, clearing meridian lines. Where the breath goes, the energy goes. And where the attention goes, the energy goes. You could imagine that there's a string at the top of your head, and you're lightly floating up, being gently pulled by this string so that your torso is now suspended. You're light, but you're grounded, and you can use your hands to help unhook your legs, bring them into a wide V in between sides, feeling that rush of energy, circulating blood, lymph, fluid, tissues. all the wonderful things keeping us alive and moving, our own bodies. Pretty magnificent. And we're here to feel it, which is really cool too. So why don't we feel it on the other side? Across the left over the right now. Find a little situation for yourself. And then if you like the pillow trick, you can fold your pillow over, or you could use a bolster, big fluffy blanket. And without rushing, you just find your edges and you start to lean into them layer by layer, finding a resting place in stillness. Each new breath is a gift, a luxury, a fresh new moment. Take a few more conscious, fresh breaths. Begin again to rise up out of your fold, finding a straight back. Say thank you to your lovely prop assistants if you use them. And help your legs uncross. Bring them into a wide V one more time. And breathe. Feel the wonder of being in a body today. All its highs and lows, ups and downs, challenges and successes. We're here and we can witness the whole thing. And now, my friends, you can start to just lie down, bring the legs together and just fall onto your back for Shavasana. Letting everything go, really feeling that magnet-like body drawing towards the center of the earth. Feel it pulling you down, down. Almost like you're completely glued to the ground. If someone tried to peel you off the floor, you would just be anchored, safe, free. Starting to notice the gentle movement of the breath in the body without changing it, just noticing natural, continuous breath, even when we're not thinking about it. Start to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Take some bigger movements, start to stretch and expand the body out. Waking yourself up, moving through any spaces or shapes that feel juicy and wonderful at this moment. And you can join me to close in a comfortable seat. We'll send some wishes out to all beings. May all beings be happy. May all beings be safe. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be at peace. Send it out with a big breath. Closing with a bow. Thank you for being with me tonight.